Hey, boys and girls, welcome to Sunday School, where we learn different stories of the Bible. And when we read and learn these stories, boys and girls, we always want to remember that we want the stories. They started out in our head, don't they? That's when we learn the story. Then we pray about that story and we think, how does that story apply to us? So it goes from our heads to our hearts. And then, boys and girls, we want that Bible story to go to our hands. Because we know that story, the story about Jesus, the story of the Bibles, it goes into our hearts. And then what do we do with that? What action can we take to take that story and make it help us be the hands and feet of Jesus? So today our Bible story is from the book of Mark. It's the second book in the New Testament. And it is about when Jesus calms the storm. So what we're going to do, I'm going to read the story from the Bible. Then we're going to hear what Samuel has to say about this story. And then we'll wrap it up with our wonder question. So let's hear these words from the 4th chapter of Mark, verses 35 through 41. On that day, when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. But he was in the stern. He is Jesus. He was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And the disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Then the wind ceased and there was a dead calm. He said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Let's enjoy what Samuel has to say about this amazing story of Jesus calming the storm.
Greetings, I'm Samuel. In today's story, Jesus is in a boat with his disciples. After a long day of teaching, Jesus is tired and is ready to cross the lake. When he gets in the boat, Jesus falls asleep. While he's sleeping, a storm comes and rocks the boat back and forth. The disciples get really scared. I would be too. They wake up Jesus and ask him how he can sleep when the boat is rocking so hard. Jesus tells the wind to calm down, and the waters became calm again. Whoa, the disciples are amazed. After Jesus calms the storm, he says to the disciples, "Why are you frightened? Don't you have faith yet?" In this moment, Jesus reminds us that our faith is not just important during good times. Jesus shows us to have faith when things are hard, too. One time, the power went out in my house, and I was in my room alone. And I was really scared because I don't like the dark. I left my room and went to find my parents. I always feel safe with them. And I knew I would feel better when I got to them. When I got to their room, they gave me a big hug and reminded me that I would be okay. They also gave me a flashlight, which made the dark not as scary. After they gave me the flashlight, they told me this story. My dad said the disciples were scared in their storm too. Jesus came and he calmed it. Jesus also reminded them to have faith even when it's hard too. I was still a little scared, but the story gave me hope. My parents took out more flashlights so that we could make shadow animals on the wall with them. I realized everything was okay, even though it started off scary. Jesus shows us what to do in difficult times, in times of trouble. We can use Jesus as a guide. This can be hard when you're afraid and you don't know what to do. Remember, Jesus is with us in every situation. Whether you are feeling really good or having a really hard time. Even when it's hard, we can have faith. Now it's your turn to wonder.
Boys and girls, our wonder question this week is, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? And remember, you are so loved and so adored. Thank you for being part of this Sunday school lesson.